Here we go now.
All right, and hello, good evening to our beautiful, hard-working people out there. My name is Jamie G, and you are watching Grind Season 3, only here at the Boulder Channel. All right, here we talk about all the trending stories, the latest happenings, also essential guides, and important updates on relevant industries. That's why, guys, thank you so much for tuning with us tonight. And please do not forget to keep grinding. All right, now during the height of the pandemic, creatives turned to digital platforms more than ever to actually offer respite to their fans and followers, but also to regain some of their lost revenue as their paid gigs and performances came to a staggering halt. Now, guys, join us as we talk to three amazing artists and their new playground when it comes to performing. So, without further ado, let's all welcome. First guest is a singer, songwriter, and World Championship of Performing Arts, also a multi-medalist. We got Keane Andeza.
Hi guys! Magandang gabi. Good evening, Jamie. Hi.
Hey! Yes, good evening, Kia. Thank you so much for joining us tonight.
Pleasure,
Ayan.
my
And
pleasure. Yeah.
and not only that, we are also being joined by also a singer, acoustic performer, bassist and vocalist of Overtone, former bassist and vocalist of River Maya 2011 to 2016, former bassist of Rico Blanco 2009 to 2011, theater actor, a Leo Award nominee 2017, also a voice actor or voice-over artist and session musician, and live streamer. We got Norby David in the house.
Hello.
What's
Good
up?
evening,
What's up?
everybody. Hi. Thanks for
Yes,
having me.
yes. Thanks, Norby, for joining us. And not only that, we are also being joined by a singer, songwriter, best known as an original member of the international hip hop band and group Kulay. She was also part of the group 14K, theater performer and TV actress. And most recently, she took part in the first season of The Voice of the Philippines. This is none other than Radha.
Hello
Yay!
there. Hi,
What's
everybody.
up?
What's
Oh
up?
my, well, what's up? What's up? My goodness. I am already fangirling here. This is going to be an amazing session and amazing conversation with you guys. Grabe. But of course, I will cut to the chase already. And since all of you guys here are very well known artists and are musically inclined, how is your musical influences like? How did it start? What made you actually pursue the world of music? Kumbaga, are there influences like your family, friends, or idols? Let's start with Kian.
All right. Musical influences. Kasi,
Mm-hmm.
well, yung family ko kasi, usually pag summer, dito ko lumaki sa Manila, and then pag summer pupunta ka sa probinsya, yung mga naririnig ko talagang tugtugan yung mga Delilah, mga Lonely
Ah,
Table, Just for One, yung mga ganyan. So yun yung mga standard
yes.
songs and mga, karaoke songs na typical na naririnig mo sa probinsya. And then of course, syempre gumraduate tayo dyan, na naging lumaki, nakalala na natin si Eraserheads and of course River
Yes.
Maya. Hi Norby, idol ko yun. Tapos
Yay.
of course Kulay, syempre. Yeah, oh yeah. Yung mga ganyan. And then,
Yeah.
hanggang sa,
May
yun nga,
sample. May
yeah,
sample pa
sumample
siya.
pa ako. Tsaka yung mga, syempre, ayun na, hanggang sa, nagkaroon na tayo ng, yung professionally, more on jazz and standards. Bumalik tayo sa jazz and standards. Yeah.
Yes, yes. I love it. Oh, what about Radha?
What about
Sumample pa ako,
me?
sorry.
Yeah, I think our parents, our families really do play a big role in influence, in more ways than just music. But for me, I had a very eclectic exposure to music. Um,
Mhm.
from everything from classical to Broadway to opera to rock and roll, baby.
Oh,
Um,
yeah.
and then, of course, teenage years came in, and then I was into hip hop and R&B. And well, I've always been into soul and R&B. That's like that's probably my biggest foundation because my aunt really tuned me or turned me to listening to a lot of Motown and
Yay. Yes.
also I think a lot of people in my teenage years were very influential to the type of music. Like when I joined Kulai, I was only 15 when I auditioned for them, and
Mm-hmm.
they had also an eclectic well, it was mostly hip hop. There's like some rock in there, but hip hop and R&B. But um, they were kind of like, who are your influences? So at that early age, I had to kind of really just, laser focus on who I wanted to sound like. And the thing that I keep teaching like the younger singers now is that wag mong idolin yung idol mo na siya lang. Dapat idolin mo yung idol ng idol mo. Parang ganon. So,
Oh,
um,
okay. Yeah.
so I used to listen to a lot of Mariah Carey because she was the back then. Mariah
The
Carey,
goddess. Yep, yep.
Whitney Houston.
Mm-hmm.
So, and then I did research on who their influences were, and it was of course Ella Fitzgerald with Aretha Franklin, Sarah Vaughan, and all these jazz soul greats. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
So
yeah,
I was
yeah.
like, okay, so I need to know them. I need to like personally, not personally, but you know what I mean? Like at that level, we're in, they're all you listen to. So
Mm-hmm.
that's kind of where I came from. So I talked too
Mm-hmm.
much. Sorry.
Really,
Norby.
really the soul diva right here. And we are loving it
Oh, yeah.
already. What about Norby?
Um, just like Kian, music was always around while I was growing up.
Yeah.
I remember jamming to stuff like at like 3 years old, 4 years old, just playing a record and then just rocking out to it. I have pictures of me just rocking out, stuff like that. But I think my formidable years was around the grunge era, when I actually started with the bands and stuff. But while people were listening to the hot stuff like Nirvana or Soundgarden,
Pearl
and
Jam,
then
dude.
Pearl Jam, and then some others
It's too
went off and listened to
mainstream.
like Guns N' Roses and Bon Jovi and stuff like that. I was listening to stuff like The Police, Kenny Loggins,
Oh.
U2, stuff like that. So I was like,
Yeah.
I was kind of an oddball. Pero the music that I would play, of course, you get outvoted when you're in a band. You get outvoted. So I started playing like stuff like our first few songs were like The Dawn, some Bon Jovi and stuff like that. So I think I grew up with a pretty wide range of influences. Yeah.
And I am already loving the fact that you all have eclectic tastes. I mean, like you're exposed to all genres available. Like there
I think
is. I
you
mean,
kind
like,
of have to. You kind of have to because we
yeah.
didn't have the internet back then.
Yeah.
Okay,
Mhm.
we had to like
Song
go
hit.
to these grungy,
Yes.
places where there's this old dude in the corner who has like major collection of records, and you're like,
Yeah.
excuse
Yeah.
me po, pwede po bang ipa-record? So they would transfer these records onto
Mm.
reels and the
Yes,
reels
yes.
onto
Mhm.
tapes. That's how
Right,
we used
right.
to get our music. Either that or we
Mhm.
requested over the radio. We
Yeah.
didn't have no
Exactly.
YouTube. We didn't have
Yeah.
no, I mean, we would stay on the phones and call the radio station and be like, "Can you play my song?"
Oo.
And it would
And
be
we
like,
wait a long time for
I
that.
would wait
Yeah.
and I would like literally be like, "Now I request it over, da da da," and I would be like,
Yeah.
"Record ka agad," because then
Yeah.
because I didn't have money to
We're getting
buy
guilty here.
these
Aw.
records. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? I didn't have money to do that. Like if I wanted it, then I, had to work for it.
Yeah,
So anyway.
exactly. But remember, I mean, what we all have to go through during that time. That's why I keep on saying that, Gen Zs are so lucky. They are already exposed to this, very modern world, which is a, touch of their fingertips.
Yeah,
Everything is just given to them. But with
yeah,
us, it's like, you have to
yeah.
go through
Bla-
that long,
Black,
Yeah.
hard process.
I know Black Eyed
Yeah.
Peas wrote a song called "It's
Mm,
the Now Generation" because they want
yeah,
everything now. Like there's no
exactly.
delayed
Yes.
gratification. It's like
Hmm.
that's what it
Yeah.
is. So I think they said it best when they wrote that song. I was like, yeah,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
I agree with that.
Yeah, that's true. But we're all intrigued here. What is it like for you guys to have that creative process? What do you do before you immerse yourself to be okay? I'm gonna be starting like Do I have like a certain ritual? Do you guys do follow a certain ritual, or how do you psych yourselves up before you know focusing on your craft?
Anyone?
Okay, go
Anyone?
Kian.
Well, creative process. Well,
Mhm.
because well, for example, right, sa pagsulat ng kanta, for example,
Ayan, yeah.
sometimes it just comes into you like, biglang may papasok lang sa'yo hum. So, i-hum mo na yun agad sa telepono mo, i-record mo na kaya sa cellphone mo, hum mo na yan kagad. Or di kaya, say, the whole day, tarantula is in my head. Like, why is this tarantula in my head? So I'm like, let's make a story out of it. And let's make a character out of it. And just write it down. And hanggang sa, yeah. Sometimes as well, I mean, minsan basta dinadatnan ka na lang dun eh. Out of nowhere,
Oo.
darating na lang sa'yo. I'm talking about
Mhm.
songwriting yan. Pero pagdating sa singing, like a ritual before, maybe I guess, I do this before stage. You waking up kinaklap mo yung buong ulo mo. I don't know. Do you know that?
Oh,
Ako lang yun. Weirdo ba?
Okay, please explain.
Oh.
Okay, what's that?
You're waking
How
up
you
your
do it?
senses. Like,
Oh,
paikot sa ulo mo.
okay.
Yun. Parang waking up your senses or, yeah. That's what I do before the stage.
Oh,
Yeah.
maybe we'll try that.
I'll try
Yeah.
it next time.
Oh, well,
Yeah,
that's
before
really
show
amazing.
rituals are huge, I think. Like
Mm.
Yeah.
I don't know, like what I do is if I'm particularly nervous about a show, that means it's going to be a good show. Because if I'm not nervous, then nothing's, working.
Yeah.
Then I'd be like, yeah, whatever. You know,
Yeah,
it's like
Yeah.
yeah.
nothing's awake, nothing's like there's no electricity. But if you're like super nervous, there's so much
Mhm.
electricity going on. So
Yeah.
what I
Just
do to
parang,
kind of yeah, go ahead.
sorry.
No, go ahead, man.
Yeah, yung parang feeling mo na wiwiwi ka pero hindi naman. Alam mo yung
Yeah.
feeling.
Uh-uh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you get that nervous tics, diba?
Yeah.
Like the anxiety.
Yeah.
Okay.
So you kind of have to get rid of that. And so what I do is either I like if I'm not too like tired like vocally,
Mhm.
I'll do like major vocal exercise, irritating vocal exercise. you know,
What do you mean by irritating?
Irritating,
vocal?
dolphin like
Ah.
like the highest note and the lowest note that you can do, and then I jump around or try to wake myself up. So when I get on stage, it's like this. There's
Yeah,
like
the,
this
the Zen look.
persona. No, it wouldn't be
yeah.
zen. If it was too zen, then I would be like, I ain't gonna sing. I'm just gonna sit here, But
Oh, yeah.
it has to be a combination of that focus, of that
Mhm.
that energy where it's just like, yeah, I'm gonna do this, and then like before that, there's just so much going on. But that when you have to do something or when you have to kind of be on stage, like there's that focused energy. It's not all over the
Yes.
place anymore. So it's just like, yeah,
Mhm.
you all know what I'm talking about,
Uh-uh.
right?
Yeah.
So Norby, what's the experience for you, Norby?
Oh, what about Norby?
When it comes to songwriting, just like what Keane said, sometimes it just hits you in the oddest places at the oddest times.
Yeah.
Me, most of the time, it's when I'm driving home. Of course, that doesn't happen these days anymore, but it would happen before. Like I'm on my way home from a gig, and then suddenly something will hit me, and then I just record all of my thoughts on my phone, with the voice memo thing.
Oh my God, voice
Yeah.
memo.
Yep.
Yeah.
Memo.
I have so much on my voice memo. Like you wake
Yeah.
up and you're like, "Ah, I gotta get this down, and you're like post and trying to
Yeah.
get out the melody, and you just
Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly.
But
And
it just.
then,
Mhm.
and
But it just.
then when
Yeah,
it
yeah.
comes to like arranging the songs, that's where it takes a lot of time. You really have to sit down, buckle down, and focus, right? And then when it comes to live stuff, I do like physical stretching, like I'm about to work out at the gym. Ganon ako mag-stretch.
yeah.
And
Nice.
I super warm up my entire body, and
Yeah.
and I don't warm up my voice too much. I just like
Yeah.
do neck stretches, neck movements, and stuff like that. And then I test my voice with a really low note and with a
Yeah.
really high note, and then that's it. I save my voice for the show. And yeah, people ask why we still get nervous, right?
We
Yeah,
need
but
it.
you guys still get nervous? I
Yeah,
mean,
we
like,
still
need
do,
it.
but
All the
a lot of
time.
people wonder, diba? A lot of people wonder, why do you still get nervous? You've been doing this for so long. Why do you still
Yeah.
get nervous? But yeah, that's a good
Yes.
thing. It's a good thing. That means you care about the show.
I think that's part of the reason why people get anxiety, like people in our industry get anxiety now and
Oh,
during the pandemic. Because we have all of this energy, all of this stuff going on that we're so used to kind of expelling on stage, or our
Yeah.
outlet is performing and
Mhm,
singing
yeah.
and everything. And
Mhm.
if we don't have that outlet, it just turns into like anxiety that you can't
Anxiety. Yeah.
productively use in any way,
Mm-mm.
Yeah.
So that's why
Very
it's
well
like,
said, Radha. Very well said.
thank you. I like to overthink stuff.
Overthinking.
That's why I have anxiety.
Ah, that's
Because I
yes,
overthink
I'm
a
about
lot
Nasa
of
utak ko lang
stuff.
yan pero hindi ko ma-explain pero na-explain mo, Radha.
Thank you.
Oh my God.
Yun pala yun. Yun yung gusto kong explain matagal na.
Yun yung reason, di ba? That's why. And when you know the reason, then you kind of take the steps to deal with it, like
Mhm,
helpfully.
yeah.
So now that you've mentioned that, you somehow find solace, or like performing is like you is an outlet. So how's it like? I mean, like, how did the music industry, or like the music journey, helped you as to what you guys are now? I mean, how have you, or how do you actually describe your growth as an artist right now?
Mm-hmm.
Well, I okay, the outlet or the platform that I think
Mm-hmm.
most musicians in our industry in the Philippines are using is to go online. So there's different
Yeah.
types of live streaming platforms, and some of us have utilized Facebook and YouTube and all these other platforms. And I'm not going to mention like the live streaming apps that we're sometimes honest because it's just competing. But I'm sure you guys know
Mm-hmm.
Kumu, Livid, Uplive. I don't know which other places people, but there's so many that came up because of the pandemic because people now are craving the live interaction, the live performances, and I think the biggest thing that it taught me is to kind of be in a smaller type of medium because okay,
Okay.
so if you're used to performing on Broadway or on in theater, everything is huge. The reason is because you have to fill up so much space.
Mhm.
Yeah.
The energy has to be expanded like 100 times more, so then your performance is of course going to adjust to that space, right?
Yes.
Because as a performer, you have to kind of, reach your audience. And the way to do that is to kind of project your energy onto this space, right?
Yeah.
So the bigger the space, the bigger the energy. And that's why I guess theater people can channel their energy in a bigger way,
Mhm.
if you're used to that type of environment. When it comes to the band scene, it's like a cooler genre. It's like a cooler
Mm.
performance genre. I don't know if that's true for you, Norby or Kian, but for me, in the band scene or in the band setup where you're in front of a the music's live, everybody's kind of playing their instruments, and it's just so much like there's so much energy from the band and
Energy. Yeah.
everything.
Yeah.
Like you don't have to
Mm-hmm.
project as much because as a whole you're like this machine that projects so much
Yeah.
energy. So there's an
Yes.
adjustment as a singer, as an artist, to kind of be in this space, right? It's all about
Mm-hmm.
space.
Mhm.
So if you're streaming online, I'm not going to compare it to recording because recording is completely different. It's all art. Recording for me, vocally and as a musician, is all art for me. Like I can basically control a lot of parameters that involves recording, the output, the feeling, everything
Mm-hmm.
is in the voice, and it's all auditory. It's all audio.
Yeah. Yeah.
Um, with
And you can
the
retake.
you can retake it as
Uh-huh.
many times as you want. You can layer vocals.
Yeah.
You can be one person and be an entire choir or 10 choirs if
Oh,
you
yeah.
want.
Yeah.
So that to me is so creative and so artistic. It's completely different from performing. So when you put audio and visual into for me, it's a small platform of just the camera, the mic, you, and minus ones, or
Mm-hmm.
backtracks. For me, it kind of limits you to this thing. So if you don't know how to communicate in a very like small space, either you're too big, you're too small, or you're too, it has to be a combination of audio, visual, personality. You have to, because your audience is right there. It's like you're talking to them.
Mm-hmm.
It's like you can reach them. You can tell them like, oh, anong ginagawa mo? Nagluluto lang ako
Okay.
dito, or nagsasaing lang ako. Diba? It's so close. It's like
It's
so
very
Intimate.
interactive. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
completely different type of interaction. And I think
Uh-huh.
um it's an adjustment, but I learned
Every day for me is an adjustment dito sa
right.
Vancouver. Di ba?
Mm.
Every day, yeah?
Right. So, but when I meet the audience, and I basically kind of find out what they want. Like I guess in the positive side of streaming for me is getting to know who watches you, who is the type of person that gets addicted to watching you and hearing you perform. So I find out like what they want. So if you find out what they want, then you get to give them what they want, basically. So
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
it's a very, again, it's not it's not a type of experience wherein you walk into a concert, you pay a ticket, you buy a ticket, you go into a concert, and then you may like one or two songs, but you stick around for the whole concert because you paid for it. Whereas if it's Kumu, or if it's like Up Live, or if it's like Live It or whatever, and you go on a stream on your phone, you're watching your favorite artist, but then if you don't like what's going on, you can just swipe.
Right, yeah.
Just so there's so much pressure as an artist to be on all the time, to like deliver what they want. You know what I mean? At that particular moment. So as an artist, you know, as an artist, I have to kind of balance my artistry and my personality, my character that I want to do, the branding that I want to give, you know, and it's people don't realize how much it takes to be an artist on a certain platform, you know? I'm kind of, you know, I learned a lot from the streaming thing, and it really takes a certain type of artist to be successful at it. So I'm lucky. I feel like I'm lucky to know the people that I've met on the platform and who have supported so many artists online. And I'm really grateful for those people, for supporting the industry or the artists, you know. I mean, not just me, but everybody, like Norby. I see Norby everywhere.
So let's ask Norby. So what it's like, what is your experience like when it comes to live streaming?
Well, some of the stuff that Radha said, I agree with, you know, but
finally, because you kept saying I agree with Keane, and now you agree with me. I'm so happy. Okay, thank you.
She noticed that.
I'm just kidding.
No, but you know, most of it I do agree with, but when it comes to like adjusting to the audience, and you said, you know, they'll go to a concert. They'll go to a concert because that's the person that they want to see, and that's the music that they want to listen to. And that's kind of how I treat my live streams, actually. If you don't like the music that I play, you're free to leave. I will respect that, and I hope you respect my choice too. You know, and I express that a lot during my live streams. And I think I've gotten, you know, I've kind of filtered out the people that actually will enjoy the stuff that I do. But yeah, this has become my escape. You know, every song is a new escape for me. Because as musicians, as an artist, you know, I've grown from, before I was just a singer, just a performer. You know, I'd study a song, I'd play it. I think I played it well, but you know, I would do that on stage every other night. But when as I grew older, I became a storyteller, you know, and that's how all artists are. We're storytellers. And so every song is a new story for me, and then I escape into that story. It's kind of like reading a new book every time and telling that story. So the music has been very, very therapeutic my entire life, you know. But when it comes to live streaming, you know, of course you'll get these as a singer, you'll get these requests like, wait a minute, that's not up my alley, that's out of my comfort zone. You know? So
doesn't
you'll get
stop
those
them from
curveballs
requesting it though. They request a lot of like weird stuff, and you're like,
do,
what?
right? They do. And sometimes I'll throw a little.
I got a request for Afternoon Delight once, and I'm just like,
yeah. Wow.
And then how am I gonna do that?
Yeah.
Okay.
Anyway.
I get requests for like Bruno Mars. I'm a rock singer, and
right, that's weird.
Bruno Mars or
but I would love to hear you sing that though.
I'm
actually one of those people.
What else? I've gotten requests from Michael Bublé, stuff like that. I'm like, wait, what?
Right.
Wait, you know,
totally different.
Right.
Yeah. So sometimes I'll oblige. So sometimes I will oblige if I'm familiar with the song. Other times I will kind of be nice about it, but there is a little bit of a backhand in it, you know.
Yeah.
That like
a backhanded comment.
That's not what I do. Yeah.
Like,
and somehow I
your
think
pimp
that kind
hand
of,
strong. I'm just kidding.
yeah, right. Because the title of my live streams is "The Best Alternative Covers Ever." That's the title of my show. So sometimes
don't be
when
coming in here with that Bruno Mars.
Exactly. So when somebody throws me a request like that, I would I would just repeat again, welcome to the best alternative covers ever. I just do that.
The title says it all.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, but sometimes I would oblige them, all in good fun, especially, if I'm familiar with the song. But yes, live streaming has become pretty much my life right now. And I'm very, very thankful that it's here. I mean, if not for live streaming, I would just be sitting around in my bed sulking and just blaming all these people who aren't following the protocols, just getting angrier and angrier, like, follow the protocols.
Yeah.
I want to go out again. I want to do my gigs again, So,
Tama.
right? So
Yeah.
it has been a lifesaver in more, diba? In so many ways.
So it basically did a big impact in your life, but
Oh, definitely. Yeah.
do you think
Definitely.
it's here to stay? I mean, like, are you gonna stick with it forever? Or let's say the economy is gonna open once again and we're gonna go back to
Mhm.
our normal lives. So do
Well,
you think you still stick?
live streaming has been
Mm,
there even before the pandemic happened. I mean, I
mhm.
remember maybe 2 years ago, a friend of mine was inviting me to start streaming on Kumu,
Yeah,
and I just shrugged it off, of course, because hey, I'm doing my live gigs. I don't have time for that,
yeah.
right?
Mm-mm.
And then the pandemic happened, and then of course everybody started jumping onto the live streaming apps. Um, but yeah, I think it's here to stay. Although, when things reopen, it's gonna get a little less saturated, and
Yeah.
I do plan to stick around. Maybe do it less often, but I do plan to stick around.
Hmm. Okay, that's good. But what about Kian? What's
Yeah.
your experience like with live streaming?
Mhm. Well, tama yung sabi nila. Ako,
Mm.
katulad na lang sabi ko, for me, every day is an adjustment when it comes to
Mm-mm.
doing live streams. Kasi
Yeah.
when you're on stage, you feel the energy of the people, and
Yes.
they give you
That's
that
what we
energy
need.
to perform. Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. And um, you feel the same air, you smell the same things, you see the same things, and the new energy, you feel the ground below you.
Yeah.
With live streaming naman, parang at first it was, pero every day for me talaga is adjustment talaga. Minsan nagloloko yung internet mo, minsan
Mm.
you have to
Minsan
work with the
nagloloko yung
elements around you as
camera,
well.
tapos
Exactly,
nawawala
yeah.
ako, di ba?
May glitch, Mercury retrograde, everybody. And
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
uh, plus,
Mm-mm.
yeah, pero what I like the most about doing live streams is mas intimate siya, mas kilala ako ng mga tao. Sometimes I break
Mm.
down during my live stream. Sometimes I just
Oh,
make
Yeah.
jokes,
Same here.
we laugh
Same here.
about it. I mean,
Yeah.
I
parang
mean, you
nagiging
have to.
transparent ako lalo. I mean, mas
Yeah,
nagiging transparent ako lalo sa audience.
yeah.
Mm.
yeah.
Yun
So
yung
you
hindi mo
really
pwedeng gawin
build
sa
the
stage. Sa
relationship.
streaming,
Yeah,
yes,
Ta-
exactly.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
And you
yeah.
meet a lot of friends. I made a lot of
Yeah.
friends through streaming, and yeah,
Yeah.
Pero
Yeah.
And
pwede
it,
pala
it
talaga
expanded our
mangyari yun, no?
audience like
yeah,
significantly. It used to be
Mm-hmm.
like
Yeah.
live gigs, you're just playing to one room, right?
Yeah,
Now you're playing to the
Mm-hmm.
entire world.
yeah,
Yeah.
exactly, yeah.
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 Mas
And
malaki
People
yung
can,
also,
potential.
a lot more
Mm.
people can judge you. Just kidding.
oh my
Exactly.
goodness, there's so
No, no,
many
no.
bashers
No,
out
no, no.
there.
A lot of people
But that's just part
can
of it.
can realize how much talent there is in the Philippines, and I'm so happy
That
about
is
Exactly.
that.
true. That is
Yeah,
true.
But I think you know what? It's true what they say, no? Despite the pandemic, it made everyone closer. I mean, like before, without it, we attend, I mean, like concerts, we attend gigs, and
True.
we don't really get to interact with people. But with
Made
this
the world
one,
smaller even, yeah.
It did,
exactly,
yeah.
diba? Parang ganun eh. So there's also like, a brighter side to it, no, when it comes to live streaming. But I can imagine how much you guys miss performing on stage.
I
You need the
know,
vibes,
yes.
you need the
Sobra.
energy.
Oh, yeah.
Diba? Diba?
Yeah.
Pero yun nga, we were talking backstage and Ian mentioned nga na he's already getting used to this, parang
Yeah.
cooped up feeling, diba? Parang,
Mhm.
but ano pa, what are you guys gonna feel when everything goes back to normal? So parang talagang, it's party time! Time to
Yeah.
rock and roll, di ba? Parang,
Yeah. Yeah, I
I think I'm
I
gonna wear
actually
my
had a
mask for
gig.
for a really long time. Hindi ko muna siya tatanggalin if ever this pandemic ends. Parang sanay,
Mm.
parang feeling ko tuloy, parang I feel naked without my masks.
Mhm.
yeah. Yeah.
I
It's
Make
actually
it
did
scary.
a
without it.
gig sometime in July, last July.
Mhm.
Kasi
Yeah.
the numbers started going down, diba? So they started reopening things,
Yeah, yeah.
and the protocols got a little looser, diba? So I had
Yeah.
a private gig in July, and I finally saw my bandmates after a year. I
Wow.
cried during the first song. I was
That's good.
crying. I was so
Oh.
happy. That
Mm.
Yeah.
was yeah, that was a great
I
moment.
I think I had my first online gig also, and then they asked for my entire band, and I hadn't seen my band in so long. And
Mhm.
yeah, we all kind of felt like very like nervous, even like nervous. Like it's like anxious that and then we were all like, oh my god, I haven't seen you in forever.
Very emotional.
It
Yeah.
was an
Super,
emotional
super.
thing, and then performing live like with my I was so like,
Mm.
and we had no rehearsal, of course, because
Mm.
you had to
Yeah.
wait for the RT-PCR tests to come back, you know what I mean? So
Mhm.
we all kind of did things on the fly. We all coordinated
Mhm.
online on Zoom and everything, but yeah, it was an experience. It was so weird. It felt like really fun but weird at the same time because it's been so long.
Mixed emotions, because you're
Yeah.
already used to the fact that there's so much anxiety, and then
Yeah.
all of a sudden it's like, is this even for real? Am I
Yeah.
really
Yeah.
with my
And I was
bandmates? Am
wearing
I really
shoes
performing?
I
and
know I was
Yeah.
boots
wearing
and
Uh-huh.
wow,
I
right?
was in
Parang
like
you wanna
full
be optimistic
regalia.
and then, maybe na, baka biglang may dumating.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Diba?
And that's so funny that you mentioned wearing shoes. Yeah. And for women, I think wearing heels is like really
Mm.
weird. It feels like I've never worn heels ever in my life. That's how it feels. I'm like, did my
Yeah,
feet get
yeah,
bigger? Why do they hurt so much? Like I don't understand.
yeah.
But yeah, yeah.
That's true. That's true. But here's another follow-up question. As an artist, a musician, a performer, maybe you can share with us what's the worst or the best part of being one here in the Philippines, especially that we're going through this very, very, stressful and challenging times.
Sorry, can you
So
repeat
what?
the question?
No,
Sorry.
I mean, okay.
Sorry.
Maybe you can share with us what would be the worst or best part of being an artist here in the Philippines, especially that we're still going through this challenging times.
I think the worst. I'll start with the worst part. The worst part
Mm-hmm.
is that there's not much information about. There's no guarantee about like what's gonna happen with our industry. We can't see, like before you could pretty much tell, okay, by this month we're gonna have this much gigs or whatever. I think it's the insecurity that the pandemic has given us as artists, that we don't know when the next gig is gonna ever happen, or if we ever are gonna get back to how it was before. So there's no
Yeah.
security in that.
Mm.
The positive thing I would take away from this experience would probably, as an artist here in the Philippines, is I realized how amazing the artists are. Like when they come together, like I've been part of so many fundraising things for like our fellow artists
Mhm.
struggling,
Mhm.
or if they got sick and they don't have insurance, or you know what I mean? Like
Mm-hmm.
I love the community, and I never thought it existed as much as it did, because I guess there was no, I mean, there are, but not this much. Like for me, it's like automatic. When a fellow artist is like, "Yo, dude, are you available for that?" I'm like, "Yeah." Like I'm not doing anything,
Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah.
And it's
Yeah.
like it's so cool that if I know that if I needed support in whatever, I know that they're
Yeah.
there. I know that they're gonna
Mm.
support me. I mean, more so than it was before. So that's the biggest positive, I think, like the sense of community in the Philippines for me, more than any other place on this planet, I guess.
Mm.
Um, like I don't know if that's true for you guys, but that's definitely been my experience.
What about you guys? Uh, who wants to start this time?
Um,
Go.
I agree with the Radha when it comes to new words.
Yeah. No, just kidding.
So siguro
She's
yung
It's
happy
the
sasabihin
again.
little
nila,
things. It's the little things, you know.
yes, Radha, preach! All right.
Yo,
So,
girl.
the best na lang siguro. For me, yung best part of being a performer, singer, songwriter, artist dito sa Pilipinas is that the audience, the Filipino audience, uh,
Yeah.
ang dali nilang pasayahin eh. You know? Pagbigyan
Correct.
mo lang yung gusto nila, pag nahuli mo yung kiliti nila, talaga namang talagang mamahalin ka
Ganun.
nila. Tapos may libreng shot ka pa at the end. At saka tip.
Yeah.
No, but that's just how Filipino audiences are. I mean, I'm not saying mababaw ang Filipino audiences, but you know,
Appreciative.
very
Appreciative.
appreciative.
Yes,
Exactly.
yes.
Kasi andun,
Yes.
kasi karugtong na appreciative yung pagiging hospitable din natin at the same time. So, yeah. Diba?
Hospitality. Mm-mm.
Yeah. So,
Yeah.
parang mamahalin ka lang nila kapag nahuli mo yung kiliti nila. Which, all the
Yeah.
time, lagi naman. Basta, pagbigyan mo lang
Yeah.
yung gusto nila. Yeah.
Pero kasi ganyan nga, 'di ba, yung mga Filipino fans, they're all lovable. Like they will give all the love. Kumbaga, pagka nakuha
Exactly.
mo nga yung kilite. And we're also known for, talagang very kind-hearted people by nature.
Yeah.
So, 'di ba, nakakatuwa lang na may ganun. Especially if you compare this
Tama.
to other countries.
Yeah.
Yes.
Ikaw, Norbs.
What about Norb?
I think the bad part, it's related to what Radha said also,
Yay!
in this pandemic, musical performances, well, any sort of performances they seem like they're the last priority on the list. They're the last item on the list of things that will start to come back. Diba? When the virus starts to die down, it's the last thing that will come back. So that's one of the bad things about being a musician. And another thing is, being a musician on live streaming apps is that simply because you're a musician, they think that you know every single song in the world.
Yeah. That's so weird. That is so weird.
But
And they get surprised. They get shocked. What? You don't know that?
Yeah, right? Yeah.
Jukebox.
Diba?
Right?
expect
Yeah,
a lot.
exactly.
Oh.
They do.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but on the flip side of that is, I've seen a lot of my friends lose their jobs because of the pandemic. And because I'm a musician, I am my own boss. And the money I make is just generated from the work that I put out. So I can just go out to all these platforms and just perform my heart out. And hopefully people just send me gifts that will, that will turn into money eventually, right? So that's one of the good things of being a musician.
In a month, it'll turn into real money.
Yeah. In 21 days. In 21 days.
21 days, yeah.
In 21 days, yes.
Yeah,
Oh
but
my
yeah,
gosh. More?
it's my own, diba? I'm my own boss. I work on my own time. So yeah, I'm not dictated. Parang whether or not I work is not dictated by anybody else.
Which is
that's
a good thing.
Yeah.
It can be so frustrating if somebody else is, asking you for something, telling you what to do.
Yeah,
And I can just imagine kung gaano pa siya ka-frustrating.
yeah.
But
my bandmates have a day job, and they were told not to go to work.
Oh my
So
God.
they're on absence without pay.
Hey, yeah.
They weren't fired.
no.
Yeah, they weren't fired. They were just told you
Don't-
shouldn't
don't go
come
to
to
work.
work. Yeah, don't go to
Yeah.
work.
Damn.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah. So
super
that really
crazy.
sucks. So,
So now
Kian ah. Kian,
Sorry,
kanina ka
I'm
pa.
so sorry. I'm so sorry. My equipment. Sorry, guys. sorry. Sorry, my bad.
Ganun I love it, the echo. But now that we've touched on that, well, I am intrigued here. So if there is one thing that you can change naman about the music industry, what would it be?
I'm
Very
sorry.
tough question.
Nabingi ako dun sa, sorry, what's the question? Sorry.
What's something that you can change in the Philippine music industry?
Mm.
What
Oh,
would it
okay.
be? One
Yeah.
thing. I thought of something. I actually, it's so funny, but It's so funny that you're asking me that. I guess everyone's talking about it because I was just talking about this to my friend the other day about the music industry. And I said, I think more support for local artists, especially now that it's pandemic. I don't understand why all these huge, I'm sorry, I'm gonna have to like call you guys out, but all these huge
BTS.
companies, I have to call you out. Norby, should I do it? Should I say something?
Do it.
Yes,
do it.
please.
What, then what's that face for, man? You're scaring me now. I'm like, I don't want to say it anymore.
Go.
Like, I want to work someday. See, there's that thing. There's that fear as musicians that if you make a stand for anything, then you can't really say how you feel or what you really think about stuff. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
But I'm not gonna mention any names, but these big, super multi-million whatever companies are getting artists that are not from the Philippines. They're getting all these other artists, huge artists, and they're paying so much money for them.
Yep. Yeah.
Right? And I'm like, dude, it's pandemic. Do you not know that nobody's working right now? Nobody has work right now. Like, I'm not saying per se like get me, but I'm saying get me. No, just kidding. but you get what I'm saying? It's like I feel like these jobs or these big opportunities should go to home, man.
Yes.
You know,
To the local.
local.
artists. And it doesn't, I mean, these artists are amazing. I mean, I'm not saying that they're not amazing. I'm just saying that I think there's a social responsibility that needs to be addressed or that needs to be done, that you guys shouldn't be getting all these international artists if you know that the Philippine music industry, music, film, arts in general is not doing very well. You know, like you've got all these people who are marginalized because they can't do the jobs that they were born to do, or they have painstakingly trained themselves for and worked so hard. You know what I mean? Like, anyways, that's probably one thing that I would kind of push for. Like, dude, have some sort of, you know, malasakit for like your homegrown artists, because they're amazing. You know what I mean? So
Yeah. In other words, love your own. You gotta love your own.
Yeah.
So what about Keane and Norby? So what do you think should be changed in the music industry?
Well, ako personally kasi meron akong bad experience. But for me, siguro mas marami pang OPM music na patugtugan sa radio. I mean, especially the mainstream. Like, kasi indie artist kami nun eh. I used to be in a band, and syempre, nagkaroon kami ng window to submit our music. And instead of, they asked for, meron ba acoustic version ito? I'm like, are you serious? Like, asking for an acoustic version, but this is the master, we finished this song. And then like, but you played it, may mga piniplay kayo mga international artists, and yun lang naman akin. But I just wish that more OPM music sa mga radio stations, and especially ang daming mga artists na this generation, especially this generation na oozing with talent itong generation na to. And I hope that mas marami pa tayo marinig na OPM music sa radio.
Right.
Tama. Yes. What about Norby?
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say actually, Keane, because I kind of vaguely remember that there is a law that radio stations have a minimum amount of OPM that they need to play.
Which actually shouldn't be a minimum. It should be like it should be like 60% OPM, like right off the bat. You know what I mean?
Right.
Because in other countries,
more Filipino songs, more Filipino words, please.
Yeah. Well, for me, I think there should be like more dialect songs as well.
Exactly. Yes.
Yeah.
I mean,
That would be really
we don't
amazing.
all, yeah, because we don't, if you listen to like Cebuano music, like pop
And
music
Ilonggo, Radha. Ang ganda,
in Ilonggo, it's insane. Like they're so good. I'm like, who is this? And how come I've never heard of them? You know, because you only hear them when you're in Cebu, when you're in Iloilo,
Yeah.
when you're in Davao,
And
Bacolod,
iba
you
pala
know,
pag ano, yung mga dialect, iba yung dulas ng words. Eh.
Iba.
Sarap pakinggan.
Ah.
Iba yung dulas.
yeah.
Yeah.
Parang
Maybe
yung
because
sinasabi-
sanay lang tayo nakikinig sa Tagalog or English. I don't know.
Yeah.
Maybe
But I think
because it's refreshing or something. Yeah.
Yeah,
It's
it's refreshing.
refreshing.
yeah, it's refreshing, and you kind of don't identify that type of music coming out with that dialect. You kind of you kind of think that, you know, back in the day they used to write a lot more songs in that dialect, but not today. So hearing new stuff in that dialect is really cool. It's cool.
Yeah.
You know.
Mhm.
And not to mention that it has a certain twang eh. Parang,
Yes.
ano yun, it's just really very cooling to the ears eh. Na parang,
Mhm.
wow.
Yeah.
Parang yun nga, like sinabi mo, like, may certain
May dulas eh. May dulas
Oo,
pa sa
may
word.
ganun eh.
Dulas.
Oo,
May grabe yung emotion, grabe yung ano. Diba?
Yun, oo. Parang it really hits you. Parang it hits the spot.
Yeah.
Every time you listen to it, even if you don't understand it.
Yeah, I mean, if we can listen to Korean songs all day, every day, why not
Why
our own
not?
dialect? I
Our
mean,
own.
we don't understand them,
Yes.
but we memorize them. You know, I mean, like, why can't that happen for, you know, like,
Good point, good point. I agree with
That's a
Radha.
good
Yeah!
yeah.
Go, girl. Preach it, girl. Oh, yeah.
Preach.
Oh.
Diba?
But here's another question naman for you guys. What recent projects have you ever worked on that you're most proud of, and why? Very Miss Universe question.
Oo nga. I don't feel no pressure right now.
Well, a little while ago, Radha mentioned being your own choir. I actually did that a few days ago.
Woo!
I recorded because I did an online performance where the ending was actually a prayer, and they asked me to perform the prayer, to sing the prayer.
Wow, that's awesome.
And I looked it up, and the only thing I could find were a cappellas, choirs. So I was like, okay, let's go for it. You know, so I recorded every track. And what I'm most proud of is, what I'm most proud of is I didn't use pitch correction.
Mhm.
I just recorded everything straight on. Just
Wow.
If you're a real musician, you don't really use that stuff. I'm sorry.
yeah, right. So I'm really, really proud of it. No, because of the soprano parts. Come on. I'm a guy. So,
but you can do
that
it.
was
I
a
mean, you
stretch.
got a really huge range, you know.
It
so
was a stretch, but
I'm
was really proud
excited
of
to hear
myself.
it.
When I recorded it and I listened to the playback, I was like,
Wow.
good job.
Gotta pat yourself on the back. And because of that, Norby, can you actually give us a sample?
Oh, no.
Yes.
You did it now,
Is it here?
bro.
Okay. All right. So wait, let me
Ball.
open the
Yeah.
file.
Ball.
I'll look for
Oh,
the file. So this is okay. It'll take some time to load, but yeah, sure. I'll play it.
Wow.
How are you gonna?
Exciting.
Are you hooked up to like the music or something? Oh, what's
Yeah,
up
yeah,
to
I'm-
Christine
I
Mercado?
was-
What's up? She's watching right now. What's up, Christine
Hi,
Mercado?
What's up,
Thank you
what's
for
up?
watching.
Oh, can I say hi to Team Favorite as well, everybody? Hi, guys.
Course.
Team Favorite,
Yes.
hello.
Hello, team favorite. Yeah, we can do some shout outs while waiting for Norby's
Yeah.
piece.
Yeah.
Go. Take
Like,
it
I didn't know
away,
we-
Keane Andeza. Tigil sa'yo, pe.
Oo nga, like 5, 6,
Okay.
7,
Pala sa
8.
tatay ko. Nandiyan yung tatay ko. Hello, tatay, sa tatay ko. Saka sa
Hi,
nanay ko.
Daddy. Hello po,
Hi,
Mami, Daddy.
What's
Hello
up?
po.
Okay, so yeah, here it is.
Okay.
I'm supposed to sing on top of it, but I haven't really prepared for it. But I'll just play it. You know.
Yeah.
Ooh, exciting.
Excited. Yes,
Okay,
yes,
so
yes.
this
Debut ba
is
to? Debut, teka.
no, it's it's a cover. Yeah, of course, it's a church song. It's a prayer. So this is eight of me.
Wow.
Yeah. So it goes like that. The Lord bless you and keep
Lord lift his countenance upon you and give you peace. And give you peace. The Lord make his face to shine upon you and be gracious. And be gracious. The Lord be gracious. Gracious unto you. Amen. Amen.
So there, I did that.
So cool, man. Oh my
Especially
god.
the low note.
Yeah,
Wow.
that was all right. You know, compared to the soprano parts, that was easy.
Yeah, but you sounded like you could have gone higher, man. I don't know what you're talking about.
That was my
so
limit
cool.
right there.
Like Bohemian
That's cool.
Rhapsody High.
I know. It kind of gave me like it kind of gave me like Ryan Cabiab. You remember when he did that album of just all his voices when he was like way younger? I think it was called
Oh.
One. Do you remember that album? Anyway,
No, I
So-
never heard of it. So yeah.
dude, right? That is why he is the maestro, you know, because when he was younger, I think he was fresh off of like music theory, or you know, like fresh off of that type of thing. Graduated, he did an album and it was all his vocals and nobody had done that. And it was so good. He did every instrument like with his voice. It was so good. Anyway,
My
Check it out, dude.
goodness.
Awesome.
Okay. But Norby, thank you so much for sharing it with us. That was really, really amazing.
that was so cool.
Yeah.
Galing.
Thank you.
So what about Keane and Radha?
Radha.
Radha. Radha.
Like a recent project that recent project. Kasi meron akong friend na who's doing a docu-series about artists in general, artists like lahat ng klase ng medium. And sa isa ako nasama dun sa docu-series niya. And it's nice that, you know, you get to speak your truth, ma-amplify yung voice mo. It's available, by the way, on YouTube, guys. It's called just follow
Check it
YVS
out.
Production, guys. And wala lang, parang you get to you talk about the love of your life, which is music, and your creative process as well, and yung pagiging vulnerable mo as an artist, and at the same time yung mga winning moments mo. It's nice na, you know, you get to share it to the world and to inspire din yung mga upcoming or anyone who's, I hope may inspire nga siya, you know, but yeah,
Of course.
nice to know that. It's nice na, you know, meron tayong may mga ganun na amplify yung voice natin.
Yeah.
It's
So we
available
will
on YouTube, guys.
Ayan. Talagang we will go to YouTube and check it out. We shall watch it already. Ayan.
Yeah.
What about Radha?
Radha. REDU. Radha. I haven't really been working at the beginning of the pandemic. My friend si Direk Alex asked me to be part of this online. We shot. It's so weird. It was what a weird experience. Like we shot this short film, and then I was on Zoom, and then he recorded me. It was so funny. But it was a funny experience because you know what I mean? And then, okay, can you record yourself on your phone and send the video to me? And he edited in the movie or something. That was like the most exciting probably thing that I did because I don't really, I mean, I'm not known to be acting, but he always gives me a chance to be an actor. So that was cool. But I didn't really work on a lot of stuff. I've just been live streaming and doing online shows, and just recently, I kind of got offered by a friend of mine, longtime friend of mine, to kind of write stuff. So now I'm kind of getting into the groove of writing stuff. It's been a while since I've written anything, so
Yeah.
I'm just excited about getting into the groove. So it's something that is exciting for me to work on now. So I'm kind of just getting into the groove of that, and yeah, that's it.
Yeah. And I'm also excited for you because you mentioned that you're writing, so it's also a manifestation of your feelings. So, diba, malalessen yung anxiety mo eh. Diba?
Feelings. No.
Yeah, the feelings
No,
and
you know,
emotions.
yeah, you know what it is? I think a lot of the things that contributed to my anxiety is also being in this pandemic bubble we're in. You don't exercise, you don't eat properly, you don't sleep properly. It's a combination of that, and I hadn't been doing that. I mean, because when you're not in this pandemic mode, you're not locked inside. You do stuff every day. You wake up, you go to the gym, or you swim in the pool, or you go to work. And there's so much physicality involved, moving your body and, talking to a lot of people, your brain working, and all of a sudden you're like home.
Yeah.
And then, you
have
just
to deal
see.
with yourself.
I know. And you have to
Yeah.
deal with like your thoughts, which are crazy. It's like,
Yeah.
and then you look at the same four walls every single day. And then guess what? When you work, you're still at home, dude. You didn't go anywhere, so you didn't really see anything new. You didn't really meet anyone new. So it's not very stimulating. So a lot of that kind of, made me realize that I need to have routine. I need to eat properly. I was eating a lot of junk, dude. And it's so easy to be like, grab, you'd be like, magpa-grab na lang ako.
Ang
Kasi
bilis.
tinatamad ako magluto.
convenient.
Diba yung mga ganun na parang, it's if you weren't in that situation, you would go out, buy some ingredients, cook at home because it's therapeutic and it's fun to do.
Yeah.
But since you're not allowed to do that stuff, you get used to kind of doing the grab thing. So of course it's going to be, fast food. It's going to be all that,
Yeah.
crud. You know what I mean? So, and then to top it all off, you're like watching every Netflix show. So you're like
Binge watching. Yeah.
you're like awake until like 4 a.m. It's like normally you don't do that stuff because you're like, I gotta get to bed because I need to like work tomorrow and I can't be paos and I can't, you know what I mean? Like, so I think learning how to be healthy in every way. So I do meditations, I do a lot of like prayer work and a lot of like just self-care, honey. Like,
Okay, we need it.
there you go. Like, there were times wherein I would be like, I would wear the same thing every day. It's like, and I would realize, man, I've been wearing this shirt for like a week, and it's like, I hadn't done laundry in a month because I've been wearing the same thing. You know what I mean? Like, I still do take a bath though. I mean, that's an exaggeration. I take a bath every day. It's like, I mean, you know what I mean? I brush my teeth. I wash my face, things that, I have some friends who like, I haven't showered in like 2 weeks and I smell.
Oh my goodness.
But you don't notice it because you're by yourself, like, I mean, if especially if you don't live with anybody. So it's easy to kind of get lost in that. So I kind of learned how to do the self-care and, give myself a facial or like, you know what I mean? Like things like that you don't normally do during pandemic, but, I've had to kind of be mindful. Keyword.
There you go.
Mindful.
Okay, the keyword is mindful. Okay.
And practicing mindfulness is so huge. So yeah, that's what I learned.
Yep. So thanks for that, Radha. But we've come to the part of the show that we're going to be asking you really fast questions, or what we call fast talk. I'll be asking the question, and then the sequencing will be like Norby, Keane, and Radha. Okay? Are you
Got
ready
it.
for the first question?
Got it.
Go. Okay. First question is, craziest thing you've ever done in your life?
Oh,
my God.
I stripped to my underwear after.
Oh my goodness. We got a stripper here.
crazy careless stuff for sure. Definitely. Careless stuff for sure.
No, it was for
Madami.
a show. It was a show. It was a theater performance.
Yeah.
Oh my
For-
goodness.
For
Pulmongy
me,
ba yan?
that's kind of, that's a rock star thing to do. So I'm not even, that's not
That
crazy
is,
to me.
yeah.
That's like normal
Okay.
behavior. It's like rock star behavior. I mean, seriously, that's not crazy. For me, the craziest thing would be flying to a different country to meet someone I've never met in person before. That was kind of crazy.
Ooh.
That was crazy. That's
Oh,
crazy.
That's juicy.
That's so crazy.
Mhm.
But it wasn't like, it wasn't like, how do you term that? It wasn't malicious. There you go. It wasn't malicious. It
Mm.
wasn't like, let's get dirty, baby. It wasn't like that. It was basically, yeah, just meeting someone and being, because I
Yeah.
don't, to me, that's kind of impulsive to be like, oh yeah, okay, yeah, I'll buy the ticket. Next day I'm at the airport. You know what I mean? That's
Wow.
impulsive. That was
Yeah.
impulsive.
Okay.
Yeah. So that's probably
So
craziest thing. I will never do that again.
okay. We see you right there. But
Uh-huh.
the second question is biggest weakness.
Oh.
Si Kian hindi sumagot.
Oh my
Oo
God,
nga.
okay, yeah, okay.
I know. Crazy
Yeah,
careless stuff.
See?
Yeah.
Careless,
Go,
crazy
go,
careless
Kian.
stuff. Don't drink and drive, guys. That's it. Don't drink and drive. There you
Okay.
go.
Wow. Okay.
Hindi ikaw, ano yung ginawa mo na
Sorry,
crazy?
but-
Masyado
Ah.
pa.
Yeah.
Hindi ka na
don't
naman
drink and
nakikinig,
drive,
dong.
guys.
And drive. Oh.
So I guess it's related to that. I guess, right?
Okay. Oh, again, second question is biggest weakness. Go, Norby.
Sweets, I guess.
Oh my God, I so
Kian.
relate to that.
Instant noodles for sure.
Mm-hmm.
Ooh.
Radha.
Sweets. Yeah.
Oh, yes.
Sucks,
question.
man.
Yeah.
If not music, what else would you be doing right now?
Acting.
Oh man.
Without
Cashier
a
sa
doubt.
gasolinahan.
Acting.
Okay.
I come from a family of architects and engineers, so maybe something related to that.
Yeah.
Mm.
I see you in one of those like type of jobs, I think.
Yeah.
Si
Yeah.
Kian medyo parang ano eh.
That was a childhood dream. Pero seriously,
Wow,
siguro
really?
probably a pilot. I was wanted to
Oh
be a pilot.
yeah, pwede pa,
Nice
pwede pa, dude.
one.
I can see your
Okay.
like stripes dito na nakikita ko yan para sa'yo.
Okay.
I was gonna say either an actor or like a vet because I love animals. So there.
Oh, nice.
Oh, I love the vet.
Diba?
part.
I mean,
Mm-mm.
yeah. Okay.
We
Next.
all love furry animals. But
Yeah.
next question is what
And furry
weird
people sometimes. Just kidding.
food- Oh, okay.
Just kidding.
I got speechless there. Furry people. Okay. All right. Are you ready for the next question?
Yeah.
What
Shoot.
weird food combinations do you really enjoy? Go Norby. Go Norby.
Weird
Go.
food combinations? No,
Mhm.
I don't remember anything distinct. So yeah,
Oh
I guess
my
I'm pretty
God.
boring
Ako,
when it comes to that.
condensed milk and rice together.
Ugh, that's like my lolo.
Oh,
My
Yeah,
lolo
condensed
used to
milk
do
and
that.
rice together. Yeah.
Well, my
But
lolo
that's
used to
the
do
sticky
coffee.
part.
Coffee with condensed milk and then buho sa rice. Ganon yung lolo
Sarap.
ko.
Yeah,
Oh
yeah.
Sometimes,
Oo.
gosh.
Milo, chocolate, milk.
Mhm.
That's
Yeah.
very Pinoy. That's like champurrado.
It's very
So yeah, I
Pinoy.
get it.
Yeah.
Yes.
I
Yeah,
get
that's
it.
true.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay,
So,
okay,
so-
okay.
Mine,
So,
mine
so
was
that's like white
Yeah.
champorado.
yeah.
Yeah, parang
Oo
white
nga, white
champorado. Exactly,
chocolate.
Norby.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's kind of cool. Yeah, that's like parang suman, di ba? That's the
Parang
texture.
biko
of
na
suman.
white. Yeah.
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 Biko, exactly. So, ako, I used to, when I was a kid, I used to get cornflakes and then I used to put, tomato sauce and Parmesan cheese. That was
Wow.
mine.
I see that.
Sauce eh.
Pero yung cornflakes,
That's
plain na cornflakes.
Uh-huh.
Oo.
Oh, one
So
more
when I was
thing. Tasty bread and chips, yung palaman.
Ay, oh my
Ay,
God,
ay,
let's
ay.
do that.
You guys do that?
Let's do
Wow.
that.
childhood,
Oh,
no, I never
love
did that. I
No,
found it weird.
No.
Well,
I
my mom
love
used to
it
make,
so much.
my mom used to make tuyo and butter on a pandesal, on a very warm pandesal. So
I
that
see
was,
that.
diba? Ang sarap niya, promise. My mom was like,
Matry
yeah.
nga.
I'll eat that.
Okay. Yeah. Me too. Okay, next question. Would you listen to a song with terrible vocals but brilliant lyrics, or a song with amazing vocals but horrible lyrics?
I think
I'll probably go
I
with
think
the good
horrible
vocals.
lyrics.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I'd probably
good
go with the
vocals.
good vocals.
I'd go with amazing voice, yeah.
Yeah.
Mm,
Most
okay,
musicians, I
okay.
think most musicians will do that because we for some reason if somebody goes flat, it's a physical response for us.
Yeah,
Oh yeah, you get the
It's a tingle.
you get that.
It's
You
a-
get that. Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. You
For
don't need to judge
musicians.
pero yung kilay mo tumataas.
Yeah,
Oo,
yeah.
yung sa akin
It's an
ulo, gumagano ako.
involuntary reaction.
Parang
Oh, ganun na.
hindi siya umabot eh. So yung ulo mo ginagawa. Parang yung naglalaro ka ng Mario tapos
Yes.
hindi umabot si
Oo.
Mario sa ano.
Yes,
So
yes.
gaganong ka talaga. Parang ganun yung gusto kong gawin pag may kumakanta tapos hindi umaabot. So iangat mo. 'Di ba? Parang
With the controller.
Like-
yeah, with the controller.
Like for example, yung song na Tequila, terrible lyrics, but makes you move.
Terrible!
Tequila.
I am.
what lyrics?
Terrible.
The lyrics are
Tequila.
tequila.
Okay, okay.
Oo. Yung ano nga, whoopang Gangnam Style. I mean, come on.
diba?
Oh yeah.
Oh,
Pero nasa beat siya.
But you listen to it.
Okay.
Oo.
Okay. Okay, our next question. Would you rather have an amazing voice or be able to play every instrument?
I'd rather have an
Damn.
amazing voice because if I played every instrument, it would
you
be
already
very,
do,
very
Norby.
expensive. It would
You
be an
already-
expensive hobby to play every single instrument. Mas matipid to have a good voice. All I need is a microphone.
Yeah, that's true.
Okay, okay.
That's true. That's true. I agree with that.
Ian.
Play all instruments. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
May iba lang. Joke lang.
Yeah, may iba lang. I would be fine if I was like brilliant at one instrument. You know what I mean?
Okay.
Yeah.
But, yeah.
Okay. All right. And the next question is, what song can you listen over and over without ever getting tired of?
Oh my God.
Go, guys. Go,
There are
guys.
two songs. I have two songs.
Mm.
Home
I
by
have
Dishwalla
two songs.
and I Choose You by Sarah Bareilles.
Oh my goodness. Oh my
I
goodness.
love that song. Oh
That's my
God.
good night song. I listen to it
Oh
every day.
yeah. Yeah,
Oh,
so
yeah.
those are my two.
Guys, take
most
note.
favorite
That's her
songs.
good night song. Take note.
Oh, that's my
Just saying.
But, ako, Champagne Supernova ba always. And
Mm.
ngayon, as in sa kasalukuyan, nice Tagalog. Kasalukuyan is Heat Waves by Glass Animals. Sometimes when I think
I
of
love
that.
it.
Yeah.
I love
Nasa
it.
loop siya sa akin ngayon.
Okay, for me, ever since before Piece of You, Joni Mitchell.
Mhm.
I could take a piece of you, darling. That one. Anyway.
Mm.
And then that one I could listen to forever. Filipino song would be Bini Bini na
Na, na, na,
na,
Good choice.
Ah,
Yes. All right. What's wrong but sounds right?
I like this question.
What's wrong?
I'll just answer.
Sounds
I'll just
right.
answer pineapple on pizza. That's
what?
yeah.
Why?
That is
I
so
feel you
wrong to
there.
me.
It's different.
That-
It's different.
Ako, I don't
Yes,
mind.
me
Ako, I
too.
don't mind.
Yeah, I'm good with that, dude. Like thin crust, I'm good.
No, that
don't give me
doesn't
no
work for
thick
me.
crust. Yeah.
Ako yung yarn tsaka yarn. Parang nakakairita pang yan. Pero parang
Oh.
habang tumatagal.
Oh, yarn.
Oh, don't
I
get me
like it.
started on
Gusto
those.
mo yarn?
words.
Gusto mo yarn? Parang it's like, yeah, pero okay naman siya. Okay, alright.
Yarn.
Oh my
Yeah.
God.
Gusto mo yarn?
Don't,
Gusto mo yarn?
don't get me started with those words, Kian. Man, I can go all day about those words.
Oh my God.
Okay.
It's wrong, but it sounds right, yeah. Yarn.
Mm,
Yarn. Yeah. Ay, wala akong maisip. Pass.
Okay. Okay, pass on. What was the most unsettling film you've ever seen?
Oof. I'm not
Ako
big
From
on
Dusk Till Dawn,
horrors.
the one with George Clooney and Salma Hayek. I mean, I saw that when I was 7. From
Oh, that's
Dusk Till Dawn.
why.
Okay.
That's why.
Yeah.
Maybe- yeah, maybe
Trauma
that's
ako dun
why.
for life. I'm like, Tapos kinain nila yung bata. Anyways, I'm sorry. Yeah.
Oh,
No
shit.
spoiler. No
Yeah.
spoiler.
Okay.
Spoilers.
No spoiler. Okay.
All
No
right.
spoiler. Yeah.
I'd probably say
Yeah.
Hereditary. Hereditary.
Mhm.
After the movie finished, my girlfriend and I we watched it together. After the movie finished, we were like, "What was that?" You know.
For what's that? For me, I don't know. I didn't like the movie version. I was too scared about the book. The Shining.
Mm.
I was so disturbed by an adult killing a child. I think when I was younger, I was so disturbed by that. So
Is this
that,
the one
that
with
to me,
Johnny? Here comes Johnny.
Yes.
yeah,
Okay.
that's the one. But there's like a story. There's an entire story about like this adult killing a child in the bathtub. So
Oh
that
no.
was So that was too disturbing for me because when I read the book, I was kind of like, and I was like 12, I think, when I read that. So
Oh wow.
Damn. All right.
Damn.
And damn. And the last question is
Mhm.
who would you like to collaborate with? One local and one international.
Locally,
Yeah.
I would love to collaborate with Rico Blanco. I've worked with him, but never with my own song. I would love to do that with him.
Mm.
And then internationally, I would go for Dave Grohl because it just seems like he's so cool. to hang
Yeah,
out
for
with.
sure. For sure.
Yes.
Bagay yun
Yeah.
for you.
Nice.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Pwedeng patay na siya. Ganun.
Actually, ako din. Gusto ko yung, pwede ba yun?
Oo, patay na siya eh.
Living or, ano?
Oh yeah,
Living
yeah,
or
that's
dead?
Yeah,
Yeah,
pwede.
go for
yeah,
it.
living in the young.
Ngayon, I want to have a chance to. I've already worked with Ryan Cayabyab when I was younger, but for some reason, I feel like I want to do something with him like now that I'm a lot older. I would love to do that. Do something with him.
Yeah.
For international, I would say because he's not living anymore. I really would have wanted to work with Prince. That would have
Oh
been
my
really cool.
goodness.
Yeah,
Very
that
good
would be really
choice.
cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm. What about Kian?
Ako naman, Ebe Denzel. For me, Ebe Denzel is, idol ko talaga yun si Ebe Denzel eh. And then, si Pepe Smith.
Yeah.
Idol ko
Ay,
yun si
Oh,
Pepe Smith.
yeah.
Yeah.
oh.
And
Yeah.
of course, international naman, si John Mayer. Yeah.
Oh my goodness. John
And Jamie
Mayer,
Cullum.
such a
There you go.
brilliant.
Yeah.
Oh, Jamie Wow.
Very good
Jamie Cullum.
choices. I love it so much. Oh my goodness, guys. I think we've come to the part of the show that we are going to be closing, and I don't want to end this
Aw.
yet. And for those of you who are viewing right now and would like to do sponsorships and collaborations here with Grind, please feel free to message us in our email. That's boulderchannelph@gmail.com. All right, but guys, before we leave, maybe you can actually invite your fans, your viewers out there. Where can they actually see you and your socials? Go Norby. Go Norby.
Oh, okay. So I have a YouTube channel. I go live there every Tuesday night. And then can I mention the platforms?
Of course.
I also go live regularly on 17 Live, formerly known as Live It. I go live there every day at 9 a.m. on weekdays, and weekends I'm live there at 9 p.m. And then on Kumu, I am also live there MWF at 8 p.m. Sundays at 9 a.m. Yeah. And more to
Yeah.
come.
Yay! Exciting times ahead. We will watch
Go
you.
watch, go watch.
Cool. Yeah. Do subscribe. Yeah.
Subscribe and also Kian.
Yeah, please, guys. First of all, thank you, Grind, for having us tonight, and Jamie, thank you for having us.
Thank
And
you.
guys, hi, my name is Keane Andeza. You can follow me on Instagram. Also, I'm also on YouTube as well. And I do live streams sa Kumu, of course, guys. Pag finalo niyo po ako, magkaka-jowa kayo. Kaya i-follow niyo na ako sa Kumu and sa Instagram as well. And shout out to Team Favorite as well. Thank you so much for being here, everybody. Come on,
What's
Grind.
up? What's up?
Yeah.
Yay. And Radha.
I'm back. Kainis.
You're back.
Nagdi-disconnect yung pa. Yeah, so I'm on Kumu every Wednesday. That's with my group called Go Figure. So please search for Sarah Fakuri, Mai, Kai Cortez, Radha Music, and Jemima on Kumu. Oh no, did I? Okay, so and then I regularly stream on Sundays as well. Usually I go on at 10 a.m. or Fridays at 10 p.m. So that's my current schedule. I actually am going back to, I guess, 17 Live because I was there when it was Livid. So I think I'm going back there. And also this new, it's not a new thing, but it's called Sessions. So I might produce a couple of like concerts there because you can.
Yay.
It's a type of platform wherein it's like you buy a ticket. So it's not like a regular stream. So it's kind of like I want to put together like a show with like guests and everything. So Norby and Keane, if you're up for it, I would love to have you.
Oh, please. Oh my goodness.
We would love to watch you guys together.
Yeah. So I would like to thank every one of you guys for watching and for inviting us to be with you guys tonight. It was a very it was very fun, and it was very how do you say, really engaging to be with, to have conversations with you, Jamie, with you, Norby, and with you, Keane. And it's so cool to be able to talk about the stuff that we talked about tonight, and feel like you're in a safe environment, and a safe space. And I just love that. So thank you for providing us with this platform or with this interview. Thank you so much.
Yeah, thanks for having us.
Thank you. Of course. We are very, very grateful for you guys for sharing your experiences, nuggets of wisdom that we will take with us. And we cannot wait for the three of you to collaborate, and we will definitely watch. But for now, let's all watch them on their social media platforms. Every time they go live, we will be notified. But guys, thank you once again. We got Radha, Keane, and Norby in the house. Our amazing Boulder artists.
Thank you.
Of course, thank you so much. More power to you and your careers.
You too.
And of course, for our viewers out there naman, join Nico Loco later at 9 p.m. That is Brief Encounter. And then tomorrow, that's Friday, you can all watch Kalocal at 7:30 p.m., followed by Bliss Out and About at 9 p.m. All right, this is it, guys. I am JDG, and you've just witnessed another amazing and awesome episode of Grind Season 3, only here at the Boulder Channel. See you again next week. Bye.
Good night, everyone.
Bye. Good night,
Good
guys.
night, everybody.
Thank you.
Thank you so
Arigato.
much. Arigato.